and welcome to a CoffeeCast from Roofer's Coffee Shop. My name is Heidi Ellsworth, and we are here today to talk about delighting customers with technology. This is a full CoffeeCast. This is one of several videos on this playlist that's really going to help you understand how you can delight customers with technology through the eyes of award-winning progressive contractors. And we are very excited to bring this to you from Java. So I would like to make some introductions. First of all, my co-host, Carol Wyman. Carol, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. Here's another video. I'm so excited about this to talk to Chris and about everything Statewide has done. But let's start with your introduction, and then we'll get to Chris.
Yes. Hi, I'm Carol Wyman. I'm with Java Trade Technologies. I am Vice President of Marketing. And I've been on the journey with Java for about 3 years, and I've been in the building industry for many, many years, over 20. And technology has just made it much more fun to be able to service clients and offer some great solutions, business management solutions for all of the contractors that we work with.
And that's what we're here to talk about today. It is so cool. So Chris, welcome to this CoffeeCast.
Thanks for having me.
And Chris, I would love it if you would introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your company.
Yeah, so I'm Chris McMenemy. I'm the Director of Business Development and Service for Statewide Roofing, based out of San Jose, California.
Excellent.
So I've been in the roofing industry going on 21 years now, and I've been with Statewide a little over a year. Actually going on 2 years almost. So I've been in California for I guess about 8 years. So really enjoy working with the company that I'm with now.
That's excellent. Can you tell us just a little bit more about Statewide too?
Yeah, so Statewide's a full service commercial roofing contractor. Just like many of our, competitors, do a lot of large box retail, property managers, primarily focused on the private market. And here in the last year and a half, we've really made a concerted effort to focus on our service business and growing that to make sure that we're taking care of the customers that we do have. I think like many other roofers, we weren't historically always great at taking care of everybody's leaks and certainly not everybody's maintenance. And so we've made a really concerted effort here in the last 2 years now to focus on that, and we're starting to see the benefits of that.
I love it. I love a good service and maintenance program. Nothing like it. So Carol, let's kind of just introduce or, talk about this CoffeeCast and the importance of, really delighting your customers through technology. This was your brainstorm and I love it. So talk just a little bit about how important that is.
Well, I think, coming up with, first of all, it starts with people. And it starts with making sure you have the right people that are going to be like-minded within your company. And then it goes to a process. Process is really important to understand. And then you can add technology. And I think that what the benefit is of having a good business solution is that it allows a company to grow and also spend less time scheduling and bidding projects, and being able to, have an automation in place that they trust and they get results from. And then they can spend time working with their customers and, delighting their customers as well. And so that's what Java is all about. And that's what Java loves to hear, like-minded people wanting to delight their customers and worry about the relationships as opposed to scheduling the leak and having it be, double booking or, double entry mistakes that happen. So just hearing Chris and what we have been able to do for Statewide has been really awesome.
Yeah, that is so. Chris, we want you to share your story. This is the best part. We love this. So can you talk about your challenges initially when you were in search for a new software solution?
Yeah, so I think like many roofing contractors, we were pretty archaic in the way that we did our service business in the past. A lot of manual emails with, downloading pictures and uploading pictures, typing out scopes of, or typing out, the reports for everything that was done on a specific, whether it was leak or maintenance or, follow-up recommendations. And so when we started looking, we recognized that in order for us to scale and go where we wanted to be, that our existing processes just weren't gonna cut it. And so we started looking around, and the thing I think really with Java that really caught everybody's eyes was really the end product for the user. The reporting function of Java is, and you'll probably hear me say reporting function quite a bit, because that's the one thing I think more than a lot of the other systems that we looked at, whether they were roofing specific or service business specific platforms, the end product with with the roof asset, with the aerial of the roof, the square footage, giving us the ability to rate your roofs for capital planning, things like that. And I think really at the end of the day, the reporting function of it and the ease of the reporting function of it is what ultimately landed us on Java.
I love it. And data and reporting is so important in this day and age. So let's talk about just a little bit on the implementation and the adoption with your team. Carol just mentioned that a little bit. And so Carol, real quick, this is really what Java focuses on with your customer success team, right? Of really helping with this implementation.
Yeah, I mean, our team of customer success professionals really cares about every single customer. They see how they can adopt software, and they know that it takes time. It's not easy to adopt software and do it correctly, but you do get out of it what you put into it. And I think that with our customer success team, they see what your level is of understanding. And we have a lot of tools in place within Java. Like we have what's called a customer compass. And I don't know, Chris, if you've had a chance to work with it, we just recently launched it, but people can actually do step-by-step process real time on the roof, walking them through the process of entering a client or entering a dimension, doing an inspection. Those are all things that we have learning tools, training tools for. But in addition to that, we have support. You can call and they are ready to help you. And we offer training all the time. I mean, we can help anybody at almost any point. So I think one of the things that being customer centric is really understanding when your customers need you. So understanding when your customers need you and being there for them so that they aren't frustrated about learning a tool that they haven't done before, I think is really important. So being there on time for them leads to their success.
Being on time. So Chris, tell us about that. How did the implementation and adoption with your team go of Java?
Yeah, so we knew that anytime moving over to a new system, there's a learning curve, right? It's not all roses on day one, and so I will say that Java, from day one, provided all of the training. We were able to set up one-on-ones. We were able to set up conference calls with the other team members that were going to be utilizing it. Everybody who uses it went through their training courses, which they do pretty regularly. And so from that standpoint, really, I feel like Java has done a really good job of any time we needed them to answer questions for us, they were always pretty readily available within a day or two of setting up a call, setting up meetings so that we could discuss the intricacies of running the new system.
That's cool, because that's not easy, and it's about culture too. So how you really bring the culture of your company to be on that cutting edge with the data, the reporting, and the switch to software. It isn't easy.
Right. Absolutely.
When I was talking to Chris a couple weeks ago, we were talking about how, you can't just take it all in at one time. You have to really piecemeal it, just like any software, any adoption, you can't be 100% with such a robust system. So you kind of piecemeal like the essentials, like what you need to have, and now you can add on to it. We were just talking about reporting and how that's something that you didn't start off day one doing reporting. You have to build the system. There's so much that you have to put in to be able to get good data out. Clean data in, clean data out. So I think it's interesting because when you think of the longevity of what Java can do, you can't absorb it all in one day. So I think Statewide is on a great path to be able to succeed and utilize all the resources that Java offers.
Chris, what have you been seeing to that point? I mean, all that hard work, what have you been seeing from your customers and their response? And how have you really kept, your customer as the focus throughout this transition?
Yeah. So again, it goes back to the reporting. Our customers had, prior to Java, had basically just gotten used to an email from our superintendent, who was, a career roofer that we had sitting behind a computer. And, he's literally typing out, what the issue was, what the recommendations were, and manually, downloading and uploading pictures into these emails. And so, when I came on, it was very apparent to me that process was not scalable. We couldn't scale our superintendent in that manner, and nor did we really have him in the right position to begin with in doing that, because his skill set was more on the roof, not necessarily sitting behind a desk. Yeah. So day one Java, what that allowed us to do was to take that burden off of him and communicate to our customers with, accurate locations, accurate job or deficiency descriptions, and really tell the story of what they're paying for. Because I'm sure, as you can imagine, living in the Bay Area, things aren't cheap.
No.
A leak call can cost several $100s and up. And so I think, from day one, when we had, whether it was a maintenance or a leak, and we were able to provide that documentation after the fact, along with our invoicing, a lot of the questions that we had, they started to go away. People started to understand what it was, why that puncture in their roof wasn't covered by their warranty, or why they continued to, have leak after leak. And, in certain cases, customer says, hey, you've got the same roof leak, but in reality, it was on two separate corners of the building. And we were able to document that and show that to them, utilizing the reporting functions in Java. So, from day one, really the reporting aspect of it just made us a better business, a service business, just right out the gate. That we had several, compliments from the get-go of, how much they enjoyed seeing their roof assets in pictures, seeing the ratings, all of that stuff that we could do on an individual basis for certain clients. But it was a huge lift for us to do that, across the board for all of our clients.
That's excellent, man. What a success story. What are your plans going in the future? How do you see incorporating Java even more?
Yeah, so we're continuing to scale. We had some pretty lofty goals on what we wanted, where we were and where we wanted to be. Happy to say that after year one, we've kind of exceeded some of those goals. But moving forward with Java, the service component of our business is just part of it. It's, we still have the production side, we still have our tenant improvement side. And, down the road, hopefully the goal is that we're going to transition the rest of the company onto the platform so that we can get that information back on all of our projects, not just on the service and maintenance side.
You are truly going to be delighting and are delighting your customers. That is excellent. Thank you so much, Chris, for sharing your story. Carol, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, we're really excited. We love seeing customers, get off on the right foot and being able to succeed. And we're very happy with the partnership that we've established with Statewide. It's really awesome. I keep saying awesome. It's awesome.
It's awesome. Well, it's because it is. It's the truth. So, well, Chris, thank you so much for being here with us today and for sharing your story. I am excited to talk to you again and just see how you keep incorporating it and how growing it, because your customers are truly going to be delighted.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris. It was good to see you.
Yeah, likewise.
And thank you all for watching. Remember, this is just one of many videos in this CoffeeCast where you're going to hear from several leading contractors how they're delighting their customers with technology. So stay tuned for Carol and I. We will be back in another CoffeeCast video coming up soon. See you soon.